Well, no bingo square for 4 hats today, guys. Sorry, that's my fault.
Way to go, dude.
You can still put on a hat. There's still time.
I know, Steph's representing. What's your problem?
Yeah, we'll just sub you out for me today.
Well, MC doesn't have a hat on either, but with hair like that, why would you?
Most times he's not wearing a hat, yes.
Right. How long are you growing out your hair anyway? Or do you know?
No idea.
I get
Are you
it.
donating it, or are you just
Yeah, do you need it?
cutting it? Yeah.
Well played, sir.
Welcome everybody to episode 31 of the Four Dorksmen podcast. This is Nate, aka Angry Nate.
This is Joey, aka Birdman.
Electric light.
And this is Ryan, Asian Tony Stark.
And we are four dorks, nerds, whatever you want to call us, who like to get together every week and talk about all things Funko, collectibles, movies, pop culture, just hang out and basically go off topic all the damn time. So quickly, our housekeeping things, make sure you're following us on Twitter and Instagram, _Dorksman at both those places. Feel free to email us at dorksman@gmail.com. We are not a Funko customer service line, but we'll pretend to be. Also, interact with us on SoundCloud whenever this episode goes live. We love hearing from you guys. It's a lot of fun. We try to do our best to interact with you guys there. So, before we kick off this episode, we have a very, very special guest. It is a Facebook top fan. He is a Twitter legend. And we just wanted to get his opinions on some of the New York Toy Fair announcements that we saw this week. So, I don't know if he wants to introduce himself, but I think that was a good enough intro for him.
I think you can just hurry up.
I'm sorry for wasting your time, sir. But what do you think? So what do you think of these? Let's see. Let's take a look at the list here. So, lots of My Hero Academia coming out from New York Toy Fair. Lots of variants. You got a Pop Town. What do you think about that?
Wow, okay, now you're really getting out of control. WTF are this things when his glow-in-the-dark flock chrome golden translucent release? Funko fail.
I'm thrilled that you, by the way, you speak exactly like you type without any punctuation whatsoever.
You're a waste, sir.
You blew it.
Moving on. We've got what else we got here? We got some NBA legends. You know, we got Larry Bird. We got the Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. What do you think about those ones?
Here we go again. More remakes, just as bad as 25 Dwight Schrute, 75 Rick and Morty's, 80 My Hero Academia. Come on, need new characters from a new line instead of all these remakes. Wait, what about the glow-in-the-dark flocked chrome golden? Funko fail.
Speaking of glow-in-the-dark, and anime, which you've so kindly mentioned, we've got some Dragon Ball Z coming out with New York Toy Fair that is actually glow in the dark and it looks pretty badass, if I do say so myself.
They're coming, just wait. Remakes, old mold, sadness, glow in the dark, flocked chrome, golden, translucent, diamond scented, Funko fail.
One last thing. We see there's a Steve Irwin. He is absolute legend. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin. He's done so much for the world. I'm so glad Funko's doing another one of him. He's got the snakes in this one. What are your thoughts on that one?
I love that guy. Rest in peace.
Thank you. Facebook top fan. Thank you, Twitter legend.
This has been a waste of time. I'm out.
You blew it.
Let's get Joey back in here.
Oh,
Joey, I'm sorry you missed that, Joey.
Oh, yeah, I had things to do.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better.
Your time was better spent than ours.
It was a waste. Absolute waste of time. Anyways, so that was just having a little bit of fun. Let's jump into this regular episode stuff now. We've got our regular Ask the Dorksman Q&A. Thank you everybody that uses the hashtag Ask the Dorksman. We got a lot of questions, so keep those coming because we do love answering them. We love just reading them and just chatting amongst ourselves and thinking about what we're actually going to answer this week.
And we will answer everything, even though we haven't gotten to things yet. We have our queue. We will do another Q&A episode very soon, and we're looking forward to answering them. You guys have been great. Please keep them coming.
Yeah, we have a long list, and we will
beautiful
get
list
through them. It's beautiful. So the first question today comes from Mark. Happy birthday, Mark, by the way.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
happy belated.
Just this past week.
Wait, welcome to 25.
Youngin.
Yeah, for
All
real.
right, we're all jealous right here.
Children listening
Hey,
to
I
the
still look
podcast.
25. Come on.
That's true.
I can't wait till you look 80.
That's
gonna look
probably
the
when I'm
same
going to
as
be
25.
100 then.
Right.
Yeah. He's gonna look 25 till he's like 85.
We spoke
Jim.
about it before. I got that Robert Redford scenario.
Did we
All of a
share the
sudden,
bingo
I'll
card?
just... Sorry, what'd you say?
Did we share the bingo card?
Oh no, we didn't.
Please share that.
Dorksmanbingo.com.
Yes. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Andrew.
Nice and easy to remember. Dorksmanbingo.com.
I'm
Play
actually
it.
playing right now, and I don't
Are you
have
playing
the
right
that question.
Don't force it.
I won't. I won't.
Don't force it.
Punch out. Punch out.
Oh, I do have that one. Good.
Anyways,
You are the worst.
you both are. The both of you.
Who's both?
You know who you are.
Yeah. Well, I think you should also let them know, Nate, I am not wearing a hat today because I cut my hair. So,
It's a
sorry,
beautiful
no bingo
haircut.
square for you there.
It's a very nice haircut.
Did you try to cut it yourself?
No.
I'm just wondering because you said you cut your hair.
I had my hair cut.
There you go. Okay, I was just clarifying. Didn't know if you had one of those Floby. Is that what that
Those
vacuum
things don't
cleaner
work, by the way.
thing? It works on fresh off the boat. That's all I care about.
Oh,
so it
it
must be
didn't.
real.
It didn't work in real life, and I have the pictures to show it.
All right,
Please
moving on.
post those. Please
Redirect.
post those this week.
All right, I will. Just for
But
you.
also, thank you for the English lesson, Joey. It's very appreciated. I'm sure Ryan appreciates it as
Yeah,
well.
I do. Because I'm
Do you need bingo
miseducated on my little island in the middle of the Pacific here.
There you go again.
There we go. That's a force.
Get the preparation H out.
Yeah.
Damn it! I
Somebody's
don't
gotta
have
do
that
it 'cause
square.
it's not forcing it today.
Yeah, it's coming out easy.
Yeah.
I just want to say we're like maybe like 10 minutes into recording. We've done nothing except do the
We haven't even
intros.
answered the question yet.
Well,
Yeah, we
refocus
haven't-
it.
Oh, we had that great interview with that guy that stopped by.
That
Yeah,
one guy.
it was really nice of him to
Hashtag Funko fail.
Yeah.
to grace us with his presence.
He had to leave though. I heard there was a sale at Hooters. Buy one wing, get one wing free.
Well, I hear he's really into NASCAR and needed to go watch some wrestle. Well, not even. I'm going to say that.
He
had to
was
go
in a
watch-
NASCAR and had to go watch some wrestling. Is that what you were about
I
to
was
say?
going to say wrestling, yes, but I like
Making a
wrestling.
left turn.
Well, that, you know what he you know what he
pulled
doesn't
up
have to
in
do.
his
He's got to go.
NASCAR?
He's got to go work on that wall. Half his posts are
Oh
MAGA.
my
Build that
God.
wall.
Anyway,
I really wanted to respond to him when he said something about that, but I was like, no, this isn't even worth it.
No. he's not.
Anyways, carrying on with the actual topic, not even the actual topic, the Ask the Dorksman question. Mark, thank you. Belated happy birthday. Besides pineapple, what kind of fruit would you put on your pizza? There are endless options here. Please, no yucks or that's disgusting reactions from the others.
So before we do this, I want to point out that tomato is a fruit.
yes, because it has
Vegetable.
seeds.
No,
No, it has
tomato
seeds.
is a fruit.
Tomatoes is a fruit.
So I'm saying, why I bring that up is I think he didn't want us to put that as our answer.
Well, that too. Yeah, tomatoes don't count. All right. What's it gonna
Joey,
be?
you got one?
Apples.
Damn you.
You know, I think that's a good choice, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
like,
good
you
choice.
ever had like a turkey apple sandwich with cheese? It's pretty good. So I could see apple being okay.
You could do it on like a dessert pizza too, right? I
Oh,
imagine.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Apple, like a little apple pie
cinnamon.
pizza.
But even apple and cheese works well together.
no.
It's a good answer. Damn it, you were on top of it. I'm impressed.
I just said the first fruit that came to my mind. Literally, I didn't even give it any thought whatsoever.
Well done, because that actually works. Because I'm like sitting there like,
no, I'm
banana?
changing my mind.
No.
I'm changing my mind. Mandarin oranges.
I was about to say oranges. Just
I
to
don't think
fuck
that
with
would
you.
work.
Yeah, I
But
can't
If,
see
if
that working
pineapple
either.
works, a Mandarin orange slice.
Well, see, that's the thing. I was like,
But
pineapple works.
if you put it on a pizza and you're actually cooking it and it's so small, it would just disintegrate.
But there's no rule that says you can't add it after the fact.
That's what I'm
You're
saying. I think
true.
you would have to add
Right.
it afterwards, and it would have to be like on a deep dish. I don't think you could put it on a
Like a
thin
thin crust
crust.
kind of thing?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't think pineapple works on a thin crust pizza. It's
Have
got
you
to
had
be thick
cooked
crust.
oranges?
I've had it.
Have you
Cooked
had what?
oranges.
Cooked oranges? Because that's what you're eating is a cooked orange.
Yeah.
You can just put an orange on the grill. Changes the profile a little bit of the flavor.
You're all crazy.
How's us? We're just overly analytical about discussing this
Yeah.
now and got all serious.
But he's actually right. We're all insane. That's why we
You're
get
all
along.
crazy.
What
Yeah.
about another melon?
I'm trying
I
to think
don't
of like
like
cantaloupe
melon.
sounds gross.
Yeah, I don't
Honeydew
like
sounds
melon.
gross.
Watermelon sounds gross.
Grapefruit sounds gross.
Oh, grapefruit's just gross in general, man. I don't
right.
Like
That's not really a melon.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this one out there then.
That's
Since
a
we're going
citrus.
apple order. You're saying apples. I'll say bananas.
I was thinking that's where my mind went first, but I'm like, banana and cheese. Like if it was peanut butter, it'd be awesome.
Yeah. What about a peanut butter and banana dessert pizza?
I would do
he
it.
didn't say it couldn't be a dessert pizza.
Well, yeah. I mean, then you could say blueberry, or you could say
I love a
cherry.
good dessert pizza.
For a savory pizza, I would go with pears.
It's similar to apple, so I get that.
Pears, yeah, I think pear would work just because I'm sure you've had pear and like with duck
Peaches.
and like some other
Right.
Peaches.
savory dishes.
Peaches would be interesting. That could or couldn't work. I don't know how that would work, to be honest.
Raspberries.
Well, see, I'm thinking
now you're just
cranberries,
saying
like a salad. Like you put cranberries in a
Now
salad.
you're just saying shit.
I'm just naming random fruits at
Yeah,
this
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
see
like
if any of them
kiwi.
stick. You're just throwing
Kiwi,
stuff,
right?
see if
Yeah.
it sticks to the wall.
Mark, by the way, you
Kumquat.
totally have to answer this question, and you have to give us a different
Dragon
answer.
fruit.
We've given it right. Pomegranate.
Kumquat.
I
You
just,
said it like
You
five
just wanted
times.
to say
Lost
that,
all
didn't you,
meaning.
Joey?
The word
one
kumquat
word to
has
say.
lost all meaning. It never had any meaning before, but it's lost even more meaning now.
Mark, when you answer this question, by the way, I want to know if you had any pizza and what you had on it to celebrate your birthday.
And you can't pick kumquat.
Agreed.
Or you can if that's like what you want.
It is your birthday after all.
It is your birthday after all. All right.
But
well,
thank you, Mark.
Next question is from Eva, good friend of the podcast. Eva,
Hey, by the way, Eva's birthday is on Tuesday. Happy birthday,
Happy
Eva.
early birthday, then.
happy early birthday, Eva. This episode is dedicated to Eva's birthday, which will be the day after it releases.
I love
That's
it.
right.
Perfect.
We loved having you as a
Birthday
guest.
Eve episode.
We loved having you as a
Yes.
guest and can't wait to have you again. So thank you, St. Eva. See you in ECC. See.
C.
I get confused. Those are my initials, so they just keep going.
Is this? Never mind. I'm not even going to.
Are you speaking
Spanish?
Spanish now, sir?
all three of my initials are C to answer your question.
Are you speaking Spanish now? Sí.
C.
Senor.
Please ask St. Eva's question, Nate.
Her question was, and it sparked from the last episode that we recorded that she listened to. It says, "What pop do you own just because you like the mold? You knew nothing about the fandom."
So I'll answer while everybody's kind of talking. I don't really have a great one, but I will say I had no intention, and I'm still on the fence if I'm going to collect Treehouse of Horror. Like I'm collecting The Simpsons, but I'm not sure I'm going to collect Treehouse of Horror. But I had to get my hands on Kane and Kodos because I mean, when I think of Funko Pop, those two are the epitome of what a Funko Pop can be. And you know what? Despite our special guests, they glow in the dark, which is awesome. They're not a humanoid look, which is awesome. They do the clear drool, which is awesome. They have the clear helmets, which is awesome. So, like, even if I didn't like The Simpsons, which thank God I do, I still would want to get a hold of those just because the mold is so good on both of them.
It's a very good and well thought out answer.
It is. Well, and I mean, I know this came out because of the gelatinous cube kind of well, yeah, because we talked about that a little bit, which is an awesome mold itself, and that might be the answer in a couple weeks. I don't know, but that's why. I mean, that's my Funko Pop collection is more cartoony animation versus real life because of all the fun stuff they can do with the molds and the differences they can do with them. And so, anyway, Kane and Kodos is my answer.
I've gotten to the point now where I can't afford to just add stuff to my collection just because I like the mold, but I don't actually collect it. But I will say this much as far as molds are concerned, because obviously they've come such a long way from the beginning. I almost bought the Todoroki from My Hero Academia, the one where he's like part ice, part fire, and all that. I just thought that mold was just so awesome. I nearly bought that one just because of that. So that's about as close as I've gotten to getting something just because of the mold.
I'll piggyback off Joey. No, I mean, seriously, most of my collection is stuff that I really enjoy, whether it be Marvel, Spastics, ad icons, slightly here and there, but it's mostly that and combine that with Freddy's. Todoroki, on the other hand, if you look at the proto, it's, I think, 4 or 5 colored.
Mm-hmm.
There's clear parts to it, you know, as Joey was mentioning. So the mold itself is pretty killer. And I don't know anything about MHA. Cliffy and Chris both watch it. They rave about it. But I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to be that stereotypical Asian guy that watches anime.
Give in to the temptation, sir.
Stop
you know
being
what?
racist. Come on.
Honestly, I don't think I know many. I think I know a lot more white people that watch anime than anything
This
else.
is a true
It's
statement.
true. This is
Well, I
true.
feel the same way.
Nothing
You know what?
wrong with that.
I have
Enjoy what
another
you
answer
enjoy.
if you guys want to hear it. Looking through my collection, I'm not a spastic collector.
Boo.
Not because I don't like them, but that's the thing. The molds have gotten so good, and I'm thinking, shout out to Reese O'Brien, Tiny Ghost
Yeah.
creator and director at Funko. I have all the Findu Chomps.
Yeah.
I love the Findu Chomp mold. there's an
a
orange
great
one, there's a blue
design.
one. Yeah, it's a great design, exactly. So I had to get that. Same thing with Jingles and the Christmas spastic plastics. I love those, even though I'm not I'm not a whatever plastic collector, but I think those are great molds, and happy to have them in my collection to give another answer. Make up for Joey and Ryan's answer there.
Oh, wow.
For me, I think I'm not a big anime guy either, but I do have the gold Chrome Vegeta from Toy Tokyo a couple years back, and I got that just because it was cool. It was
gold.
It's gold, chromed, everything that our
Everything our
Facebook
guests
top
love.
fan.
Is it flock
Twitter legend.
translucent diamond edition as well?
Yeah,
Don't forget scented.
It was scented
Scented.
as well.
Smells like
Absolutely.
gold too.
Smells like
Like gold.
But yeah, those the anime molds, I think, are honestly some of the best looking
Yeah,
character
I was about to
designs
say the same thing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
out of the
Agreed.
entire Funko catalog. Honestly,
Well, like I said, I mean, I don't collect the things that look like humans. I collect the other things, and that they
Right.
can stretch it, and they look great. So I'm all for it.
yeah.
I'm really excited about the Gambit, the Entertainment Earth mold with him throwing the cards. I think
Right.
that looks awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this looks really awesome.
They shared a picture from just the normal one, and it looks awesome. The glow one's going to be even better. So
yeah.
all for it. I can't argue that.
The one from the picture from New York Toy
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, New York Toy
And
Fair.
that's just the normal one. That's not the
Yeah.
glow one. So the glow one's even going to be better.
New York Toy Fair. Thank you, Eva, for the awesome question. We look forward to hearing about what you have in your collection that you got just because you like the mold. And we know you have a big collection that is just kind of sitting there right now that you're still waiting to put out and display. So, let us know. Share some pictures with us, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yes. Thank you guys again, everybody, for asking those questions. Please keep them coming. The more, the better.
The more, the merrier, please. And Clint's smiling, and nobody can see that because everybody's looking at their phones or doing something different.
Seriously, the whole nobody's watching.
That was a very creepy smile.
It was.
You
it was
didn't
kinda
even
weird.
see it. What do you know?
It was kind of weird.
I was muting my mic so I could sniff my nose
Oh.
because I'm
Ooh,
congested.
your nose. That's
little
impressive.
drippy.
Yeah.
A little drippy today.
My
Yeah,
nose smells like.
Yeah. Is it because of those scented, flocked, chromed, metallic pops?
yeah, because it
You
smells
blew
like
it.
gold.
You blew it. You blew it, Ryan.
One thing I do want to say about our special guest is I'm not going to argue that. I actually think what does he want? He wants American Dad, and
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
those might be cool pops.
They would be.
I'm not going to argue that those aren't okay. Those aren't something I wouldn't want, but they just haven't happened yet. But there's a nice way to ask for them versus the method you're choosing.
We should just get him to start talking about doing a Hooters ad icon.
Well, it'd be the owl though. It wouldn't be a woman.
Exactly. Which would even make him more upset because I don't.
And then
think he
they flock
realizes-
it just to piss him off.
and it smells like wings.
You know, if it smelled like wings, I might actually buy it because
That's
nobody
true,
goes to
obviously.
Hooters for wings.
No.
Smells like buffalo sauce.
It comes with a coupon. Special discount on Mondays and Tuesdays. Anyways,
Special sauce
so,
discount.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Anyways.
had to say it.
So this week we got the New York Toy Fair reveals. There was a lot of reveals.
I still
I
wonder
know
what the
that-
count is.
Right? It's
Didn't they say
I don't-
700?
No, it couldn't have been that high. Depending, I guess, what you
individual
count.
pieces with all
Well,
the-
there's a lot of stuff.
there's a lot
Like if
of-
you count all the different Paka Paka pieces and like the toilet
Right.
ones and all of that.
I still don't think it's 700. Maybe
I heard that
3.
number from somebody. But anyway, move on.
Wow.
Go on.
Sorry. Yeah. Wow.
This is a
That's a
crazy
lot.
number. There's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that was revealed this week. And as what we do, we like to talk about our collectibles and toys and things like that. We're going to dive into New York Toy Fair. We're going to just jump into what we like, what we didn't like, try to hit up all the different lines that we saw. and kind of share our thoughts on those things. So right off the bat, lots of Funko Pop reveals. What's some things that you guys really enjoyed seeing being announced in the pop space specifically?
I'll say the thing, obviously, that I most enjoyed, because it's the only thing I pre-ordered, was the new Office pops that came out.
Not a surprise.
And there were a lot. Yeah.
I didn't.
Number 2 Office fan.
Yeah, number 2 Office fan right here. I did not pre-order the PPKs because they did not have them where I pre-ordered them from. So I'll probably just look and pick them up in the store.
Joey, where did you pre-order them from?
Shumi.
Oh,
nice.
Did you use STS guys 10% off?
I did get a 10% off code. Yes.
Whatever it was, awesome.
But I liked what they did with the Casual Friday Meredith. I had been hoping for a Casual Friday Meredith, and I just didn't know how they would pull it off. But I thought it was pretty interesting with them having the little sensor bar up from her dress.
I love that.
This is not a family friendly show.
Yeah,
you're fine. You just keep talking. You're
showing
good.
her boob.
Survivor Man Michael was pretty interesting. That's definitely was not expected. The specialty series, basically Dwight as a Sith Lord. I know that's what they couldn't call it for marketing reasons.
yeah.
Right.
But I loved that. I thought that was awesome. Florida Stanley was great. I think my only complaint with that was I wish Florida Stanley would have been a pop rod with his convertible that he had while he was down there.
Yep.
It still could be coming. There's not saying it's out.
Right. No. I'm not saying that it's out. And then the Funko Shop exclusive Flipper Dwight, with the unicorn doll that they announced was pretty awesome. Kelly, I really wish with Kelly, Meredith, and Stanley that they would have come up with the commons before releasing what I think would be like some kind of alternate variant. Excuse me. Yeah. And I already have, because the Stanley with Pretzel had been announced like a week before. Like
by
I already
GameStop, though.
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever announced by Funko.
Yeah, but I already had that one on pre-order. So really, the only one that I'm waiting on, because can't pre-order it, obviously, would be the Funko Shop one for whenever that one drops. But yeah, I thought they did a great job with the ones that they announced, and I'm sure that's not going to be the end of it. You know, the Dark Lord Dwight one brought up a good point. I know some Office fans and whatnot have been discussing the possibility of the Halloween episode where a lot of them dressed up as the Joker, the Dark Knight version. And we had talked about, that would be a double license, but I think we've seen 2 ways that they can handle that. They had the John Cena that came out a while back where he had the Yankees jersey and hat on, and so they included the MLB. So I don't know if they get some of the profit from that because it's licensed. I'd assume so. So they have that option to get with DC, since we see that they can do a double license deal now, or they can do kind of like the Dark Lord one where they are not saying it's Star Wars and just call it something else.
Like Clown,
that's not
Clown Dwight, Clown,
or Clown Prince. Something that's not trademarked, because like if Clown Prince, for instance, isn't, Clown Prince of what am I trying to think? Clown Prince of Comedy. Isn't that what his nickname
Clown Prince
is?
of Darkness.
One of his names, yeah.
Oh yeah. So if they could come up with a nickname that's not trademarked by DC, they could possibly get away with calling it that. I don't know, it's just interesting. I just thought about that when they released the specialty series and didn't call it Sith Lord.
Right. Well, there's no chance they're done with Office. I mean, they're cranking.
No,
absolutely not. Yeah.
By the way, who's the number 1 Office fan if you're number 2?
I think that title is going to Austin.
Austin
Keel.
Shout out to Austin for our pop heads.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I just wanted to give him a shout out.
Friend of the podcast.
That's my boy there.
I wanted to let you know that the Dwight on the Funko app is called Dwight Holding Doll, not Flipper Dwight.
It will be Flipper Dwight.
I liked your name better, but that's
and the funny part is it will be flipped.
Oh,
absolutely.
No doubt.
Not by me. Not by me.
No.
I'm keeping mine.
We knew you were. Yeah,
Funko Shop.
Better.
Funko Shop Office drop is that one's gonna be be interesting.
You got to be on top of that.
Yeah. So that was my favorite. That was the thing.
And makes 100% sense. And like you said, they made a lot. I will say, if you want some, I'll say mainline of some of these characters, even though they might be mainline, you got to buy what's already out there. So if you want a regular Meredith, you got to buy the fun one. But by the way, I love the pixelation. I thought that was such a great detail.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it looks, like in person, see how
Totally.
the pixelation turned out, because that could leave the door open for some other,
Oh my God, right?
some
would be
other
hilarious.
things that they could do.
I'm still waiting for just black bars, but yeah, the pixelation is wonderful. How about you, Ryan?
Mighty Ducks for sure.
Mighty Ducks is a cool one.
I'm going through my list here and I'm thinking, okay, that's got to be number one. Oddly enough, what's really funny for me, a lot of people don't know the movie Stripes with Bill Murray.
No,
A lot of people don't know the movie, but they know that
80s.
they know the
Yeah.
picture of Bill Murray just pointing his finger out like,
Yeah.
you're an asshole,
Right.
right? You're a dick,
Right.
whatever. Because there's so many memes that got made out of it. So I'm like, that's an interesting movie that they have a license for. That was the first thing-
81 is when that came out. So
Yeah.
that came out the same year I did.
Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Shout out to
It was
81.
before-
Thank you for that. Shout out to
It was
Clint's
before-
mom.
She's upstairs. You want me to go tell her right now?
Sure. The other one,
Is she baking some goodies for you, Clint?
No,
up
they're
there?
actually heading out to dinner, but maybe later.
So
when she
she'll
gets home.
pick
I don't
some
know.
up from one of the places at the way.
Right,
home.
right. But
One of the
anyway,
The drive
dispensaries.
shout out to Clint's mom. Thank you, Mom.
the other one that I thought was interesting was Archie comics.
Yep.
I grew up reading those comics, so I'm like,
Well,
as
especially with the link-
opposed to what is that show that's on TV now?
Supernatural.
No, the one that follows
Riverdale.
Riverdale. thank you.
Riverdale. Thank you.
As
yes.
opposed to that, I'm like, okay, this is the Jughead I remember from the comics with the crown. So,
But the timing on that is fantastic. I
Yeah.
think, especially with the popularity of Riverdale.
so those two. I also was excited for Valkyrie on the horse.
Beautiful.
Shout out to my friend Lisa locally. She's trying to recreate that entire Endgame scene with all the pops. and everything.
Really?
So that was one
Wow.
of them that she's been asking for, and I'm like, well, there you go, Lisa. That's one more to check off the list. And finally, staying on my Marvel mantra here, J. Jonah Jameson. However, he looks more like Mean Gene Okerlund than he does like J. Jonah Jameson.
That's from WWF/WWE.
Yeah, and if you guys are not familiar, go look up Mean Gene Okerlund and look at the pop of J. Jonah Jameson, and you would swear, especially with him holding the microphone the way he is, that
But-
it would be.
Yeah, and I wonder if the mold's the same. I didn't even think about looking at that.
Maybe.
Because the problem with not Mean Gene, but with Jameson is we haven't seen him much except for behind the desk on that snippet at the end credits of, spoiler alert, Spider-Man: Far From Home. So it'll be interesting if they know something or got something ahead of time, and that's something he does.
Well, the other thing I think is key here as well. In the comics, J. Jonah Jameson has hair.
Right, but
Right.
they
So the way that what's his face that plays him, the way he looked.
J.K. Rowling.
Thank you. The way he looked before with the hair with the buzz cut, on
Mm-hmm.
point. Really, really, really on point. Now he's bald. Right.
Yeah, but they wanted to go
Oh,
different, and they wanted to go modern. And I kind of I like that they made a difference, and I like they made it modern. Like InfoWars is basically what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I think at least is what they. So I appreciate that. But you're right. The classic look was much better. But I appreciate they're going away from that and doing their own thing.
Here's a
So
thought
were you-
then. Before we move on from J. Jonah Jameson, why don't we just make him in the form of a yellow M&M?
Yes.
Or trying to sell us insurance. I don't care.
Thank
Whatever.
you.
So, Ryan, were you not impressed by the Avengers video game, 2 Iron Mans that they
I thought
announced?
that wasn't really part of the Toy Fair release, though. I would have,
Yes.
I would have actually went that as number one, but I didn't think that was
Yeah.
really tied in with it.
It was.
Okay,
I thought it was like early on, right? It was like Friday morning early.
maybe I missed it between work and everything.
I'm looking at their Instagram right now. Toy Fair New York 2020 reveals Pop Games Marvel Avengers.
Okay, I retract. I'll restate number one being the superhero landing Iron Man. I'll call it.
That's a cool one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's pretty neat.
I like the mold
Although
on
the-
it. I definitely want the proto for that if I can get my hands on it.
If anybody's listening, Ryan. Iron
There's
Man
a lot
photo.
of people I have to fight for or fight
Well, right,
over with
but-
it. So
The Target
We'll
one's
see.
pretty sweet too.
it is. I agree, but it's kind of similar to the other mold that we already have of him flying. You know, or like kind of taking off.
How
shooting
many molds
repulsor.
of Iron Man can you make? I mean, he's not that diverse, you know.
Yeah,
unless
with
you
the
did, like, a
superhero
Steam.
landing one, I was like, okay, that's never
That's-
been
that's
done
a wig-
before.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's
Right, but I'm
And
just
it's
saying,
iconic.
like, amen.
Yeah.
But just there's only so many things you can do too. So you're saying they're the same, but yeah, I mean, he hasn't been around, you know.
Here's
Anyway.
another thought too, and let me just state obviously that Harry Potter is not really my fandom, but they have that movie moment of, forgive me, Kelly, I don't know the characters here.
Of Voldemort and Harry Potter.
Thank you.
Voldemort?
Voldemort.
Did you just call him Voldemort?
I did.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes,
Voldemort.
that's
I forgot our.
He has beer on the mind.
Wispish cousin that's from the New England area.
He has a nose though, which is nice.
Well, anyway, going on here. There's a scene of them.
I just know him as he who should not be named. All right, so I would never say his name. What am I supposed to say here?
Can I finish
Ryan,
now?
carry on.
Okay. There's a movie moment scene of them fighting, and it looks like Rhodey and Tony from Iron Man 2 with the repulsors out.
Oh, totally.
So if they could do that from Iron Man 2, even though they've already done a movie moment for that film, I would definitely love that one too.
Yeah, but the movie moments with Whiplash, not
Yeah.
with.
But
why
they
not?
haven't done any other pieces from that movie. It's just movie moments.
Right.
Wishful thinking. Sully, marketing team,
Hashtag
licensing
Ask Funko.
team. If
Put
you
it
guys
on the
are
list.
hearing me, please. I would love it. Anyway.
Hashtag Ask Funko.
I really love that Taskmaster.
The Taskmaster is awesome.
What'd you say? What'd you say? How'd you say it?
Taskmaster. Tastamort.
Tastamort.
Tastemort. Write that down, Nate. Tastemort.
I don't know if I want to
That's
screw
funny.
with that supervillain.
I think it looks better than the upcoming Black Widow version of
Well,
him.
it's because it's also not real. You know, it's not a real person. It's
Right. No, I'm not
Right.
talking about the mold that Funko made. I'm just about the look itself.
Right. Understood.
You know,
Understood.
I think it looks awesome.
Fun note about that: the Funko Pops not delayed. The actual game delayed.
Yeah.
Nate, what do you got?
Initially it was gonna be the Mighty Ducks, and then I saw the Pop album release.
That came out. Yeah.
and like that just instantly shot to number one.
Do you already have that?
We'll get into the Pop album stuff later, but
Do you already have that album on vinyl?
I don't. I should just pick that up and start building my shrine.
Well, not yet. Wait till
that's
the
what I
other
did.
one comes out.
It's not. You know, the album itself is not in there, right?
Right.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
it was. I thought that was
No,
the appeal.
it's
It's
not.
still
It's the album art, and then
Yeah.
it's gonna be the Pop.
That's why it's only $15.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Even,
yeah,
I thought it was
yeah,
more than that because it comes in a
No.
hard stack, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, no, it's 15 because you can
The
pre-order it.
box is. It's not gonna be. I think it's not gonna be in a hard stack. Like I think the whole display is the hard stack
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I meant. But I mean, that hard stack itself, you cheap as you
Yeah,
get
it's
those.
like $15 for those.
Yeah.
But
So I mean,
so really that's the $5 for it because I'm sure the art insert is just a normal
It's just
probably
a printout?
cardboard
Yeah.
background or something. Yeah.
damn, I kind of like the idea of having an album, but
that'd
Yeah.
be cool. That'd be something.
That would go
that'd be
for a
cool to
pretty
see.
hefty price point, though. Maybe like $45. When
Yeah.
you
How
consider
much-
the
well-
price of the vinyl alone.
It'd
How
be
much would
cool to
mine-
do it as like a one-off type thing where you could get like at a album type place or something, kind of like they have the specialty series that goes to comic shops because there's still album
I
stores that
hear
are
ya.
out there.
it'd
That'd be
actually be
something
cool for new albums if they put the new album in there because I can understand not doing the old one because I mean that album's what 25 years old. People have it by
Ready
now.
to
So
Die came out in 1994, I think.
okay,
Or-
Yeah, it's 94.
Or if they made it CD size to where you could put your CD in there with it, that would be pretty cool.
yeah, but the CD sales are. I think the vinyl sales are better than CDs these days. To
No,
be
no, no.
honest.
That's what I'm saying. Just make it to where you could put your own copy of it in there.
I mean, you still could
Oh,
do
just
that
like a
even. 'Cause
slot
it looks
where
like
you
there's
could
room.
just
Yeah.
Slip it in.
I don't know how big it is though. I don't know if it looks like
Right.
it's bigger than CD but smaller than album size is what it
Oh,
looks
good
like.
point. Good point. All right, fair enough. But that is a cool. It'll be interesting to see if they expand that at all. But they started with a stellar one for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very iconic.
And the other one I was looking forward to was oddly enough, the U.S. women's national team soccer.
Those came out
Those-
beautiful.
Those look amazing.
Yeah,
And
I'm
gonna
a
need
little
all of
annoyed.
them.
I'm a little annoyed that Carly Lloyd and gosh, I can't think of the most popular one.
Mia Hamm.
No, not
Jessica
Mia
Ch-
Hamm.
What's the
Most-
Chastain?
The one that currently plays.
I thought you were talking about all
starts with an
time.
A. Why can't I not think of her name?
Apple.
Thank you, Ryan. Anyway, I'll have to look it up in a minute. But I'm a little.
Alex
I'm-
Morgan.
Thank you, Alex Morgan. I'm a little annoyed that they have the same pose. I mean, they play the same position, so it makes sense.
Right.
But I would have liked to seen just different poses because they did different poses for the rest of them.
Right.
But
I'm
otherwise,
also annoyed that it's Barnes and Noble because F you Barnes and Noble.
well, you got friends.
Can you not
don't,
get Barnes up where you are?
Nope, no Barnes.
Oh.
do you have
Well-
BAM up where you are?
What? Sorry.
Books a Million. Do you have that up there?
Nope. We have chapters and whatever chapters subsidiaries are.
What the hell is chapters?
Exactly.
It sounds like a bookstore. Regardless, though, we can help you out. So don't hesitate.
I have Barnes and Nobles 3 miles away from my house. So
I have it
help you.
even closer. So yeah, we'll help you out if you need it. But either way,
it's not a competition, Clint.
It is. Fight for my love and my money.
Fight for my love.
Fight.
There's a title episode for you.
There you go, Nate. I think that's the winner.
As for me, I'm actually happy and sad about this. I didn't fall in love with a lot for this one. I mean, that's partially because they didn't release 19 Rick and Mortys. They didn't also do some of the other shows I watch, so it's fine. But two I want to mention, both have mustaches, which is coincidental because I didn't think the second one would. I'm going to mention. First one is Thomas Magnum from Magnum PI.
Yes, good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, I mean, just for the mustache collection, he's got to show up. It'll be a good filler for like when I'm using lunch money or hot cash or something. The other one is Larry Bird. I grew up idolizing the guy. I loved his I read his biographies and loved him. And he has a mustache. I mean, I don't know why he didn't have that mustache forever, but I love that they included that. So those are the two that really caught my attention.
Maybe that's how he wanted people to remember him, because obviously they had to have gone through him for the licensing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're going for the legend, and that's, he was younger then when he had the mustache in the 70s, so it makes sense. But
I like what this opens up with them doing this Legend series with the NBA, because the Hardwood Classics is what it's called.
Yep.
Although the Shaq one should have definitely been him in some kind of dunking type pose, not dribbling.
Aren't they all in the same pose?
They're all the same pose.
Yeah,
hanging on the
Shaq,
rim.
you would think him of all people would be able to get his own mold.
Yeah.
Especially with his knowledge of business and everything too. He's not just your run-of-the-mill basketball player.
Well, and we know Funko. That doesn't mean it's not coming.
Very good point. Test the waters.
That I'm worried about with the Hardwood Classics thing is because it does say NBA properties, so I'm not sure if this was done specifically through the individual players licensing, where it might have been just like, well, they still technically, a lot of them work for the league. They still have like their player likenesses still under the umbrella of the league, where they can sell their likenesses on t-shirts and stuff like that. So this might have been done all through the league itself, versus a lot of, for example, that I know of for soccer players, a lot of that stuff is done through their individual licensing. Good point. When you want to do like Ronaldo, for example, you have to go through him and you have to pay his fees to put him on like a toy or do whatever. It's all done individually outside of the team. So I guess the team gets a cut or whatever, but those deals are done on an individual basis. So that's why I think the NBA ones might be a little bit like, this was what the NBA wanted, and then we're going to have to wait until maybe those deals expire before we see something else. But that's just my speculation and my understanding of some of it.
Licensing is crazy.
It is. It's insane.
You would be the expert here among the four of us, I would say.
Which
given the projects that he's worked on in the past, right?
Sure.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's great. I think the NBA stuff is awesome. I think this opens up, like Joey said, for a lot of classic NBA players that we may have forgotten about or wanted to see in this in pop form, and we'll probably get to see them. So this is good. This is only good. Don't get me wrong. This is only good.
Before we move forward, the other one I purposely left this out of my original description because I wanted it to tie into this part. Back to the Future had a lot of good releases as well. The only reason I opted to hold off is because they also have that Back to the Future game, right? The Funkoverse. And there's another, isn't there 2 games? There's a Funkoverse version and there's some other Back to the Future game that they have in there. I could be mistaken. I know there's at least a Funkoverse though.
The Funko games announced it earlier, I think. I don't know if they announced it at Toy Fair. We'd have to go back and look though.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Facebook
I don't think they did. I don't think they announced it at Toy Fair. I know what you're talking about because they do have a non-Funko-verse version of the Back to the Future game.
Yeah, and there's like that Pan Am game, which I tried to look up a description for it and read what you're supposed to be doing in it. I'm intrigued. Yeah. I'd love to see what the game is about. Just no info there yet. But yeah, Back to the Future in the Clock Tower.
That's a really cool pop town. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. So I mean, besides pops, we did get a lot of other announcements. I know there's quite a few people that we were friends with that are in love with the Paka Paka line. So seeing a bunch of the new Paka Paka stuff is really cool as well. I don't know if you guys have those Paka Paka machines near you, but they're so much fun, and it's addicting. Like it's literally addicting.
I don't
when you
have
start
any.
collecting them, you gotta get
we don't
them.
have.
I'm okay with that. I don't want them near me.
Do you guys ever have you guys bought any of them just like without the machines, like where they just sell them in like the tubs where they have like all the empty, the blind balls
No.
basically? No.
I know you can get them on Amazon. I really wasn't like super interested in any of the lines that the first three that had come out, the Munchies, the Kawaii Village, and the Soda Cats. I do have one though. Kelly was nice enough to pass along one of her extra Soda Cats to me, and it's an interesting little mold and concept. So I am definitely interested in two of the new ones. You know, they announced 4 lines total coming out. The Twisted Treats, which are pretty interesting. The Cloud Cats, which not very interested in that. The Boo Hollow. Which looks pretty cool, which I'm sure we'll talk about each of these individually. And then, of course, my favorite of all of them, the Toilet Ninjas.
Now, and this is a whole nother point. I showed that to whoever I was with at the time, and they're like, "Really? Like this is a thing?" And I'm like, "Well, they're not distasteful. You know what I mean? Like they're funny, but they're not like gross or anything." So it's interesting that they went quote unquote toilet humor, but see what people want. It'll be interesting.
Times are different than 20 years ago. It's appropriate now to an extent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you talking about 20 years ago, but I mean, we're talking about before that, Garbage Pail Kids. You know what I'm saying?
I was exactly thinking GPK. Yep.
So I think it's more people are just prudish sometimes about things that they don't think should be openly discussed, let alone toys made. Because I'm sure that same person, whoever it was, probably had a problem with other 2 lines that they announced, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, that were a little bit on the grosser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Well, look at the King of Shit, Rick. Some people might find that very offensive, but I think it's funny.
I actually was just complaining today about that one because the episode's so funny, and all the sounds are all shit sounds. Like they could have done him saying something. Anyway, we're getting way off topic.
Yeah, so I'll get back. The Toilet Ninjas line I think is pretty cool. I also like how they're incorporating, which I guess is now the Paka Paka mascot, the dragon, into each line. So there's a different one for him in each line that you can try to collect. So rip to those people that are trying to stay Dragon Paka Paka.
Good luck,
complete, because that's a lot. Because I mean they've got like 15 in each series, I think. Maybe it's not that many. I know the Boo Hollow ones had 15 that were announced, and then so did the Toilet Ninja ones, because I was looking at those. So that's a lot to try to go through.
They had those dragons in the original blind ones as well.
And I think they had more than one in some of them, didn't they?
I want to say there was only one of each.
All right,
there was only one chase of each. Actually, yeah, I think there was only one chase of each. But I mean, Kelly would be the one to know.
Speaking of, I know Joey said this. I also want to thank her for sending me one. Ava has absolutely fallen in love with it, and I have to hide it from her, so she doesn't want it all the time. The straw has been broken. We've lost an arm and a tail that we've had to super glue back. So Ava has loved the hell out of it. And that's why I don't want to get them. I don't want her getting more. So,
it's getting good use.
But yes, it is. So thank you, Kelly, for sending one. She's fallen in love with it.
I think they're doing a good job of making it a interactive experience for those that want to buy it in the stores that do have the machines. Now, it's different when you're ordering it online, and it's different when you're, just seeing it in a bag. In a box somewhere. But when you have the machine and you can go through the interaction of it, I think that drums up more sales of people who would be like, I don't know if I want this just in a regular, blind box display. But when there's some kind of game almost aspect to it, I think that'll get more people to purchase it. So hopefully they will get more of the machines in stores, and hopefully it ends up being more than just GameStop that has them. But when you think about it, that machine's pretty big and it's taking up floor display space. And I don't know when's the last time you've been into a Hot Topic, but floor space in some of those is it's so maybe like a Target or a Walmart or your bigger box stores that have more floor space to hold something like that. I think could be a good alternative. Then you could get into, there's Walmart exclusive ones in this one. There's, kind of like what they do with the the mystery minis now, where you can get like a glow in the dark version of it, and you can only get that at Walmart or GameStop or whatever.
Funko fail.
So there's a lot of different ways they can go with this. I'm kind of excited to see how it goes. Because I am interested in a few of them. I'll probably pick up a Toilet Ninja or two.
It's kind of interesting. We were talking about this earlier about like where a lot of the GameStops don't have the actual Paka Paka machines, and I think it was a good point that someone brought up, was that it could be at the cost of the store to pay for the machine, and that it's not something that Funko just says like, okay, since you're selling Paka Paka, we will give you a machine to sell these with, right? Because those machines they're not cheap, right? Like they're pretty awesome. They're pretty big. There's I know that Funko Hollywood, there's a whole bunch of them, but obviously, Funko Hollywood, massive store. So yeah, I know I've seen some places where they just have the cardboard display where you can just pick out whatever line you want, and then you just grab them, and they're just in the blind balls.
Yeah.
So I think that's with that, I'd be happy with.
Wasn't it like a vending machine? Because I mean, people don't own the vending machines. The vending machine leaves them there, and then they. But your point, and then Joey's point about floor space, absolutely. So. Yeah. But I have a feeling now that you all said that, I'm thinking about it. When we go to Emerald City, I'm going to have to stop at those machines and at least buy one, just for the experience of buying one and giving it to Ava. Let me dream.
No.
Okay?
No.
Dreams are not allowed here, sir.
No. We're only about facts.
We're going to dash your dreams just so we can...
just so we can crush your dreams. Anyways.
That's how we roll.
Moving on. What else did we see? We saw some pins. A lot of pins being announced.
The pins are interesting to me because pops are definitely a very 3D dependent collectible to me. Yeah. So for it to be to try to translate it into 2D, I think was interesting. I kind of wish they would have gone a little bit outside of the normal pop shape, if that makes sense. Like, I wish they would have based it on maybe something else. Like, I understand you want to associate the name Pop with that particular line because that's your top seller, whereas you don't want to call it, Funko Rock Candy pins or Funko Dorbs pins or Funko Mystery Mini pins or whatever. I mean, I get that branding part of it, but I just don't know how well it translates into a pin. I mean, don't get me wrong. I might pick up one or two, especially if they have them for, lines that I really like, but I'm not going to go hog wild trying to get every pin that comes out, just for money reason, but for space too. It's just another thing you got to try to figure out. Because you could put it on a board if you wanted to, if you have a pin board or something like that. But
they're still big. I mean, still taking up a lot of space. I mean, like others, like Fig Pen, take up a lot. But you knew that one. And those are really detailed and really specific to what the brand is. Versus these are looking like something else that's a pin. You brought up a good point.
And the thing with that is, where's the price point going to be? Is it going to be around the price point of what I call the medium-sized Fig Pens? Medium-sized Fig Pens are going for $12 to $15, depending on what store you get it from. So is that going to be their price point? Is that's their competition? Mainly right now that they're up against. And the thing about Fig Pen is they take up less space unless you're going to look at it against the XL. But there's a huge jump going from the mid-size Fig Pen to the XL Fig Pen.
Agreed.
And to me, the pop pens fall somewhere in between those two.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at them, I could agree with you.
But for me, I think the Funko pop pins, and I know people will disagree with me, or they may agree with me. I'm not a big fan of the look of them. That's just me being honest. It's not something that I would personally collect. And
that's what I was saying too. Just trying to not be so harsh about it.
I think it depends on the line. Ryan, what do you think of the Iron Man pin?
I'm gonna get it.
Did you love it? Not a surprise. Did you see it instantly love it and want to get it, or are you like, well, I gotta stay Iron Man complete and get it?
I like the look of it.
Okay.
I have an opposite opinion to what Nate and Joey just said. I, on the other hand, from what you guys say, I like the look of it. I like the design. I like the fact that it looks like a pop, but varying points of view. Of course, we haven't seen it in person yet. I would love to see it in person in my hand and actually be able to give you 100%.
Sure.
Yes, I really, really, really want to just either put this on the shelf or maybe put it on my lanyard for the con, etc.
Yeah.
Just wear it,
I
wear it
like
proud.
the design of Pop and like the look of
Right.
it.
Right.
As I don't know what to do with my hands right now in front of the camera, etc. But
It's all right.
yeah.
Well, what, and it, you bring up a good point. I think they have to be careful with this one. And, like Iron Man, I think might be a good choice. It really has a lot of fun color. It pops, no pun intended. Yeah. I think that one actually looks good. But some of the others I've seen, I'm like, really? You decided to make a pin of that? And I didn't actually see this pin, but they're doing one for that Disney movie Soul. And I don't know. I don't see that one being as interesting. I don't even see Batman being that interesting. The colors aren't that great, and because it's black, I mean, it's not the most exciting one. But I know for Funko's sake, I hope I'm wrong. I hope people are excited about it, but I just can't justify collecting another line.
Yep.
Especially with the price point. You brought up a good point. Like I can get a pop at, let's say, Target for $8, but are the pins going to be 12?
I think I'll end up
gonna
picking up a few, but it'll have to be something like really one of my lines that I'm dedicated to.
Totally.
Or like a Freddy pin. If a Freddy pin becomes available, I'm sure I'll get one just because it's Freddy. If there's Borderlands, if there's Office, I might pick up one or two, but I'm not going to try to be complete. Like I was trying to be complete with the Borderlands fig pins, and I'm like, what am I doing? I don't have room for all this. I got to stop.
I think that's an interesting point with Ryan where he brought up he likes the design of the pop, and that's totally fair, and that's like it's literally like having a Funko Pop but in a pin form. Whereas if you look at like Fig Pin, which I personally really like Fig Pin, if you look at like a Fig Pin like the My Hero Academia Fig Pins, they're literally a rip off of directly from the animation drawing. So it's literally like a TV animation taken out and then it's a pin made of it. Whereas there's no kind of additional creativity gone into the look of that character, right? It's literally artist drew it, transformed into a fake pin. Whereas with Funko, it's like an artist had to make it look like a Funko Pop. They made it into a Funko Pop. Now another artist took that Funko Pop and made it into a pin and made it, just this 2D thing. So I can appreciate Ryan's point where he's like, this is a cool looking Funko Pop pin. Whereas I guess with Joey and I's feeling on it, it's a little bit different, a different look on it.
You know what I'm thinking? The more I'm thinking about it, the soda vinyl design, I think, would have translated into a pin.
Who says it's not going to in the future?
Who says it's not?
Well, I mean, it could, but
yeah. So
do it
anyway,
cash call first.
Yep. We'll see how it goes. I'm anxious to see what other people think. And by the way, if you're listening to this, especially on SoundCloud, leave us a comment. Let me know the thoughts, what you would like us to think about, or anything. Just keep talking to us. Let us know.
Nate, as we segue on into the next product here, one of the other things I want to remind all the listeners is that Funko has been good about trying different products outside of Pop over the last few years, right?
And I like that.
And a lot of us think that Dorbs are dead. They may or may not be. But they've gone ahead and they've done Dorbs. They've done 5-star, which I don't even know if that's going to still be a thing or not. I haven't seen a new one come out. VYNL or vinyl, however you pronounce it. They've made attempts to steer the market in a different direction, but of course Pop will always be the science of their brand, right? If you think back to the documentary, what was the words that Becker said? He's like the science of cute or something along those lines. It fits. It makes sense. There's a lot of people that gravitate towards that, so I think because of that reason, that's likely the prime cause that it looks like a Pop first, as they start to dive into that pin market a little bit more. That's
It'll
just
be
my
interesting
opinion, though.
because Loungefly's done pins before. They've done like smaller ones. You go to Box Lunch's website and they do a lot of Pop, smaller, of course, not the same size, but they look like Pops. I know Rick and Morty has a bunch. So again, it'll be interesting. You're right. Let's see how it turns out.
I'm just trying to make sure that we all remain positive on it because some people compare Funko to Beanie Babies and all that stuff. And for the hardcore fans like myself, and I'm a stockholder as well, I want to see the company succeed and excel. At least they're taking that effort and trying something different. But at the same time, they're still paying homage to what got them to where they are right now.
Well, yeah, and I don't disagree with what you said, but at the same time, just because you're a fan of one part of what a company does doesn't mean you have to go hog wild and head over heels with, just everything that they give you, which obviously consumers have not been with some of the stuff that they've been releasing. So, I mean, it's okay not to like certain stuff that the company brings out. But full-heartedly admit I'm probably going to get one or two of them.
As will I.
I'm sure we all will, actually.
But moving on, how about
everything else?
Moving on, Nate. How about candy? Since I know that's one of the other topics on our docket here.
Yeah. I mean, I think it looks cool. I think it's, like we said, you were talking about pushing the envelope, doing something different. There's nothing more different than going from a Pez design to basically a pop design filled with candy.
So I will say we do a Dorksman pre-party before we record most weeks. And we were talking about this before. So please, if you're interested, follow us on social media and join in, because it's always fun and we talk about the most random stuff, including this. Some points that were brought up: the price, what's it going to cost, or cost us as consumers, and not necessarily what it costs for them to produce, but what we're going to actually get out of it. Also, what's the candy going to taste like? Are people actually going to open it? And then we brought up the example of the popcorn from 2017 Fun Days that people still have a box, and I think you can even go to eBay and try to bid on it if you really want to. And the box is neat, but at the end of the day, as far as I understand, it's just a box of popcorns. Yep. And now it's old popcorn. So
stale.
Right. So do you really want it? And again, you collect your way. There's no judgment. It's just a discussion point. It'll be interesting to see how these do. I'm interested to see if these are, like Joey pointed out, something you kind of are in line. It's a point of sale kind of thing, or if this is going to be stashed with all the other Funko stuff and all the other stores, where you have to distinctly go out, try to find it and buy it. Because we know it doesn't come in a box. So there's no in box, but there's, I don't know, unopened collectors, I guess you could call them, and leave the candy in there. Are you going to buy two to rock, two to stock? I don't know.
It looks like it's like shrink wrapped at the bottom, like the base going into because it looks just like a regular old plastic that you would have on the pop box type of mold that they've done around the figure. And then they just fill it with, the two colors of whatever the character is. I think if they keep the price point around $5 ish, I think it would be a good point of sale deal to have with your, regular Pez and your, light up spinning sucker pops and all those other kind of crazy novelty candy things. I think it'll do well there. I think it'll do well with kids that are in line tugging at their mom and dad's pants. Yeah. But if it's like $10 or up, I don't think it's gonna be the hot seller.
Yeah. I hope it's gonna be one of those impulse items that you just walk by at the checkout and you just can pick this up for like a few dollars.
It's gonna be like the pins again for me. Like if they do a couple and something that I collect, I'll grab one or two, especially if they do a Freddy version of it that's at headquarters or something like that. Like they have the Funko chocolate at Hollywood. If they do like something like that, I'm sure I would grab one or two to have. But I don't know if it'll turn into a huge collectible deal to where everybody is just gonna run out and want to get all of them, kind of like we do with different lines. I mean, I'm sure there will be people like that, but I think this will be more marketed towards a consumable than a collectible. At least that's just my thought on it.
I agree.
Now, really quickly, would you eat the candy?
I would try it. I would try it.
I want to try it. I really want to try it because I want to know if it's just crap or if it's actually good.
Yeah, it depends on what it tastes like. I mean, if it tastes good, I might do like Clint said and buy one to rock and one to stock, or one to eat and one to
treat or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I want to eat, one to treat.
And I have to wonder if they're going to do different ones. Like if the candy's always going to be the same, or if they're going to do different candy,
different flavored candies. Like
right.
If they did
I'm thinking the different colors would be different flavors. I would hope, like Nerds,
right? Or they do like a Freddy one, and then it's a different flavor for what you get at HQ. Who knows? There are possibilities. It'll just be the price point. I think is really going to be the determining factor.
Oh, definitely.
I'm gonna deviate from our conversation about Funko for a bit here, but since we're speaking about edibles and consumables,
why are you looking at me?
Well, I didn't mean it like that, but let's think of it this way. I know Nate is probably familiar with this. How the hell are you going to spend $8 on Supreme Oreos?
Yes.
That just is fucking absurd. And I want to bring this up because we're talking about candy. We're talking about, something consumable. There are people going ape shit on eBay for Supreme Oreos.
What do you get for the $8? Is it a whole pack, or is it like just a sleeve?
Isn't it 2 or is it 4?
Two cookies.
Yeah, it's in the mini packs.
It's in a 2-pack.
Yeah.
Or, I'm assuming it's 2 Oreos. It could be 4.
Well,
but
Ryan, you say that, but there are a ton of people, maybe even yourself, who bought the $8 candy bar at Funko Hollywood.
I did not.
Oh, okay.
So I thought it was a ripoff.
You're off the hook.
You're right. There are people that buy it, but I mean, they're Oreos. You're talking about something you didn't know much about for the chocolate. We didn't know anything about it, but we knew it was there, and it's a novelty to go with the place versus 4 Oreo cookies that happen to be red versus black and have a different name on
It's if you collect it. Like if I was in Funko Hollywood, I would have probably picked up one of the candy bars just so I could say this is part of my Funko collection. Am I going to go out and pick one up every time I go to the store? No.
Going back to the Supreme Oreos, that's just stupid. More power to the guys that started Supreme because they're just raking in the money there because of that name recognition.
The logo is not even that interesting.
Stupid.
See, but I disagree. If you're a Supreme collector, I think it's a neat little novelty item to add to your collection.
Yeah. Me, on the other hand, I think it's just ape shit stupid.
Hey Nate, I really hope you're at HQ the same time I am during Emerald City Comic Con because I might need you to be all, hey, hang back. Don't buy that. Exactly what Joey's talking about.
The complete opposite, and I will tell you to buy it.
You need 2 of them.
I am a bad influence. You need 3 of these. You need 1 to rock, 1 to stock, 1 for the shelf in case,
one backup.
Happens. 1 backup just
Nate's an enabler.
I am
on the other hand would tell you not to buy it.
Good thing you'll be in Japan. Enjoying yourself in Japan on your honeymoon.
Anyway.
But yeah, so I mean, we knocked off quite a few things for New York Toy Fair. Just a heads up for everybody listening, we are actually going to be doing a 2-parter episode of New York Toy Fair reveals because there's just so much to go through. So please make sure to tune in next week as well because we will be continuing this discussion. We'll probably be touching on a few of the things that we touched on today, but we'll probably also get to some of the new stuff that we didn't get to. But in the meantime, what time is it?
It's game time.
You just love the way that sounds, don't you, Clint?
I do.
You always get
the sound of Joey's
that vibe where you're like,
it pumps me up. What can I say? We need some music. We need that.
There you go.
Yeah, or like a drum line or something going on while he's doing it.
You can just do it in your head and get hyped up. How's that?
Done.
It's always in his head.
It's already been happening.
That's right. Why do you think I get excited about it?
Ryan, take it away.
All right. So this week, guys, as I did mention earlier, I purposely left out Back to the Future because it was one of those larger licenses where we had a lot of different pieces that came out with it. So this week is going to be Back to the Future trivia. What we're going to do is, since this is a 2-part episode, we're going to do some of the, I guess we'll call it easier questions on this episode. And the executive level questions that are a lot harder, we'll leave that for the end of next week's episode.
Executive level. I like it.
So you're saying this is to be continued.
To be continued.
Oh,
very well played. I like that. I caught that one. Okay, so same deal. I always do it the same way. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. Joey, I'll start with you. Think of a number. Give me it. Whoever gets closest, we will start with you. Go clockwise.
47.
Always. 48.
46.
Okay. Well, Nate is closest then. I was thinking 26. Okay, so Nate, we have a total of 15 questions. They're all basically general Back to the Future. It can span any one of the 3 movies. Just give me a number, 1 through 15, and I will give you your question.
We'll go with number 1.
Number 1. And I did try to make these a lot easier than I have in the past with some of the other questions because I realized I chose some really hard stuff. So
full disclosure, it's been a long time since I've watched Back to the Future.
Some of these might be difficult. Some of them should be pretty straightforward then.
All right, Alex, I'm in the same boat.
Okay. Question number 1. Who does Doc get the plutonium to power the time machine from in Back to the Future 1?
See?
Don't be racist.
This isn't that easy of a question, though.
This was not a I honestly don't know. I don't remember.
Is it? Can I answer?
Sure.
Is it the Iranians?
No, you're close though.
It's the Saudi no, Iraq. I don't know. What is it?
The Libyans.
Libyans.
Yeah,
Damn it.
But close. All right, Joey, your turn rather.
Let's go with 9.
Number 9. What is the first name of Marty's mom?
Leah. As in Leah Thompson.
That's her real name, but I'm looking for her character's name. And it's not your turn, so you keep your mouth shut.
That's why I answered wrong.
Is it Elizabeth?
No, it is not. It is Lorraine.
Well, I kept wanting to say Liz because I knew it was something with an L, and I was like,
right.
Well.
You're
Anyway.
thinking Liz, the store manager from Funko HQ. That's probably.
I was not.
He was close. I'll give
Yeah.
him credit.
Just to
on that.
clarify, I was not thinking of Liz from headquarters.
We like Liz, but that wasn't the.
Yeah.
Okay,
Number
Clint,
6, please.
you're number 6. All right. At the end of Back to the Future 2, how did Marty find out that Doc was in the Old West?
He had a letter delivered to him.
Yes, he did.
By Western Union, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Yes, it was Western Union. Back to you. You don't get any bonus points for that, by the way. Just good trivia knowledge. Nate, back to you.
I still thank you, Joey.
What number did you pick, Joey? Just so I have it.
Oh, we're 169 are gone.
169. Okay.
Thank you, Joey.
You're welcome.
Is that how I sound to you?
All the time.
Awesome.
You're like Michael Jackson. Come on.
Nate,
We're way off now.
Nate, what did you choose?
3.
He wasn't in that movie.
Did you say 3?
I did say 3.
Okay. What is Doc's profession in Back to the Future 3?
His crazy person count.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a good question.
Is cowboy a profession?
I guess possibly, but that's not the answer.
Son of a bitch.
Anybody
Is
else
he-
want to
was-
try and guess?
Was he a farrier?
No. Clint,
No idea. Nope. What
he
was
was a blacksmith.
Ah,
That's what I was going to
would've
say,
made
but I was
sense.
like, I
That
thought he was
makes sense,
specifically shoeing horses. But
Yep.
I guess I was being a little too specific.
Yep. Joey,
you're too right.
your choice.
12.
Number 12. What color is the Calvin Klein underwear that gives Marty his name in Back to the Future 1?
White? Was it Tidy Whities?
No.
Okay.
Gray?
Nope.
Red?
You want to guess?
Was it black?
No. You guys are all wrong.
Yellow?
Purple. It was purple.
Purple.
Oh,
This is. Hey guys, just want to let y'all know
Yeah, this
before we
is-
start. I picked out a lot easier questions this time for y'all because it was too difficult. Oh, what color was Marty's underwear?
I knew it. And I'm pretty sure, by the way, I gotta say it. Shout out to Alex, DeLorean Wolfgang. I'm pretty sure he would have got that one right. If he didn't, that's kind of disappointing, I would say, as a super fan. Anyway,
15.
Joey, back to you.
It's not Joey's turn.
Oh, it's not. Sorry.
Getting you
I
too
just
confused.
answered.
That's right.
I
Clint,
know you think I'm Joey, but I'm not. 15, please.
15. Number 15. Name the town that all 3 Back to the Future films take place in.
Oh,
So this is one of those easy questions.
it is, but I don't know it. Is it a real place?
I don't know.
That helps. Pleasantville, because I don't know.
Nope.
Does anybody else know?
Is it Twin Pines?
No.
Was
Ooh,
that
it's
the name of
something
the neighborhood?
It's something Pines, though, I bet.
Because when they go back and he knocks down one of the trees, it changes the name the next time.
It's in California, though, right?
So that must have been the name of the neighborhood or the subdivision or something.
Good call, though. Yeah, it is. I think you're right. What's the answer, Ryan?
Hill Valley.
Hill Valley.
Okay, Nate, your choice. You guys are not doing too well. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw out a number because I'm not gonna get it.
Okay.
So 5.
Number 5. Well, I would. If you don't get this one, that's kind of disappointing. Let me just say. it right now, okay?
Pressure
Oh
on.
no.
This is one of those softball questions. What is the speed that must be attained to achieve
Oh.
time travel?
72.
88.
33.
Thank
miles per
you.
hour. On the board. Suck it.
All right, very good. Bosley wants to play too.
He'd probably win.
So Joey, it's your choice right now, right?
It is. I'm going to go with lucky number 13.
13. Who is the woman that Doc saves from a near-death experience and later becomes his wife?
Mary Steenburgen.
Mrs. Doc Brown.
Will Ferrell's mom in Step Brothers.
That's a good answer.
That's a good answer. That's the
Lady Antebellum. I don't know.
Clara
entire band.
Clayton.
What?
I did.
Clara
Will
Clayton.
Wheaton. I thought you said Will Wheaton.
Will
Will
Wheaton.
Wheaton.
You want some cool
Wheaton.
quip?
Will Wheaton.
Cool whip.
Stop spitting in your microphone.
No, mine's fine.
Thanks. I'm going to take
Clint.
number 8.
Number 8. All right.
That one should have been 88, by the way. Anyway.
Who is the rock star that plays the role of Douglas J. Needles in Back to the Futures 1 and 2?
He's in 2 as well? Huh.
Yes.
Probably when Marty goes
He's in
back
number
and
2.
interacts with himself.
I'll give you a hint, since we're trying to context in the movie here. When he gets fired. So Needles is his boss.
It's Flea.
Very good.
That's right, from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's not who I was thinking, so that clue helped.
All right, Nate, back to you.
2? Is 2 taken?
Number 2 is not.
No.
This is also another softball-ish question. So
Look at him.
Hey, random choice, man. There was 15 questions. What is Doc's real first name? Meaning, what is his character in the movie's first name? Because Doc is his nickname, right?
Doctor.
Right. His first name is
Doctometrist.
Doctovius.
Dr. Morton. No, I was kidding.
Dr. Mott.
It's Emmett.
Very good.
Good job, Nate.
Good job.
2 points on the board. Suck it.
I forgot to mention that all questions are worth 10 points.
Oh, so you have 20 points.
20, not 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just went up by 18.
Joey,
Hell yeah.
back to you. And by the way, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. This would be the second to the last round before we stop for this week.
Right. Yep. So there are 5
50.
questions left.
Yep.
15.
Number 15.
You already done 15.
Yep. Already been taken.
10.
No, I did it. I'm sorry.
Number 10.
14's available. No.
I said 10, boy.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Boy.
I'm sorry.
Boy.
I'm sorry, girl.
In what year is Back to the Future 2 set?
Okay, I think I know it.
So you're talking about the timeline where they go into the future.
Into the future. And since I gave Clint a hint.
2015.
Yes.
I don't want your hints.
Okay.
That a boy. Because he don't need no hint. Screw your hint.
He don't need no man.
That's right. We don't need no stinking badges.
Easy and Vogue. Clint, back to you.
7. Funcast number, please.
Number 7. This is a softball.
I'll probably miss it. But anyway.
You better not. Alex will be very disappointed in you if you miss
Marty
this.
McFly.
This is the
Back
device
to
that
the
makes time
future.
travel possible.
Well, that'd be the flux capacitor.
Okay, very good. Yeah, if you got that wrong, I'm going to revoke your nerd card.
Alex would disown me.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so this is the final round. Do we want to see point totals first?
Let's wait till the end.
Okay.
Because we only each have one question. Just
All
do it
right.
then.
Nate, your choice. We have numbers 5.
No, we picked 5.
We did?
Yeah.
4, 11, and 14, I believe.
That's what I have, yeah. Yep.
I'm sorry, then. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the line number on the sheet here. I'm sorry. Number 4.
That's the one I'll take. Number 4.
Number 4? Okay.
Number 4.
This is not a softball question.
Son of a bitch.
So, good luck. What Huey Lewis song is featured in Back to the Future 1?
Yes, it is. That's totally a softball question.
For you, not for Nate.
I can hear the song in my head.
There goes Clint on his own little rant.
I know.
In his own little mind.
Dancing along into his own head.
It is a good song, though.
I
Great song.
love Huey Lewis in the news.
And I'm sorry, but the fact that I gave you the artist name, that's actually a really big hint.
It is.
And
It's like-
spoiler, it's an 80s song.
Right.
Probably his
I don't
biggest hit,
remember the name
too.
of it.
You don't know it?
I don't
Maybe.
remember the name.
Joey knows it.
I thought I did, but now I don't think, based on the way Ryan was talking.
It's the power of love.
Yep. All right, Joey, your choice.
14.
14.
Number 14. Who directed all 3 Back to the Future films?
Chris Columbus. The guy who did Parasite.
That's racist.
How is that racist?
I'm just saying.
He-
I'm
'Cause he's
trying
Asian.
to I'm trying to remember if Steven Spielberg is on as producer or if he's on as director.
I'll give you this. He was producer, so he's not the director. Yeah. But he was involved in the movies. So it's not Spielberg.
Why can I not think of his name right now? I just watched a documentary on Hulu about a week ago. Oh.
Oh, I hear the wheels cranking. If it makes you feel any better, I don't know.
It wasn't Robert Zemeckis, was it?
It is.
Oh, hey.
Good.
Oh,
Very good.
Thank goodness.
It's good that you took your time there. All right, Clint, you get the sloppy third here.
I was like, what do I have a choice?
In Back to the Future 3, what does Marty say his name is during his first meeting with Buford Tannen? This should be a softball question.
Oh, I don't remember last time I saw the third one, though.
I think I know what it is.
Is it Martin McFly?
No.
I don't know what
it's not
is it.
Seamus either. Seamus is his cousin.
Joey, what is it?
Was it John Wayne?
No. You're close.
It wasn't.
You're along the same lines, though.
Was it Davy Crockett?
It's Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. That's right. I should have known that. Now you just said that. All right.
No. All right. Let me expand this up here. So as of now, before we move on next week, Nate has 20, Clint has 30, and Joey has 20. So Clint, you are in a small marginal lead.
I'll take it. I'll need it.
Yes, you will, because next time it's going to be 50 points a question.
50 points a question.
And you guys only get 2 questions each.
Well, so really, the whole thing we just did was worthless.
Thank you for listening, though. But
Yeah.
this whole question was useless. Thank you, Ryan. That was fun.
That was fun,
but fun.
I need to make my games easier.
Hey, Alex, if you're listening, I want to know if you would have gotten 15 out of 15.
I want to know how Alex would have done on this, because he is a true Back to the Future super fan.
Yep.
So
I'll say this: there's a lot of crazy trivia. Like, I looked at some of the quizzes online to get some hints for this. There's some people that notice the absolute finest little details. I'm like, how the hell do you know that?
Well, if you are a Back to the Future fan and if you've not seen the documentary about it that's on Hulu, I strongly encourage you to go out and take a look at it, because it's pretty interesting.
Nice. Well, let's wrap this up, Nate.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to part 1 of our New York Toy Fair reveals. We hope you had a good time. Remember to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @_Dorksman on Instagram and Twitter. And make sure you email us at dorksman@gmail.com. Interact with us on SoundCloud. Play along at home on dorksmanbingo.com. If you haven't already, get it ready for part 2 next week. And with that, that's my secret. I'm always angry.
Going back in time.
Word, homies.
Please no gang signs.